generate training, interactive training and everything as well. The next session, we're going to be looking at making our facilitated classes, face-to-face classes, a bit more interactive. And then the following session will be about the virtual classes where we're training online like what we're having tonight as well. But before we go into those things, I think it's very important for us to have a better understanding of the AI tools and also what the AI tools can mean for us as facilitators to help us with our own productivity and realizing how our students or our learners will also use AI, and we need to be able to know what to look for, and we need to be able to also embrace a lot of these things, because that is how the future of training is and what it is. Unfortunately, there's nothing we can do about it. We can't change anything about it. AI is coming into the classrooms in most of the cases as well. And I'm not going to be talking about AI tools that is actually going to cost you money. Where my focus is more is for us as freelance facilitators or in companies that are not going to have the funding to bring in virtual reality and all the simulators, all of those things that cost a lot of money. I'm basically focusing on what can we personally do as facilitators with the different AI tools that's available, and how can we utilize it and also understand how our students will use it, because I can promise you they will use it. So on that, now what I want to ask you guys is where's your standing? What is your thoughts on AI? We all hear different things, and there's actually a video clip that I would like to also play for you guys. But what is your understanding at this point of artificial intelligence and how it's going to be used in education? Anyone want to go for it and say what you think AI is and how it's going to be used and already being used?
I can think of somewhat I've seen is that you can use it for like to make videos or provide information to learners without facilitator led, and we're all nervous if we sit in front of a camera, so you can use like an avatar or whatever, so and that they read the script and then it's fairly realistic, and that and I think that AI is also going to help us a lot with workplace diagrams, or I'm not quite sure whether we can have videos, but I'm kind of thinking of where you can actually get AI to create a photograph for you if you give it certain instructions and say, I want a photograph of this, with that. I seem to get an idea. I don't know much, but it seemed to get an idea that it can do that. Which is going to make our lives, if we know how to do it, it probably make our lives much easier. For example, if I want to have a workplace, but I want to show unsafe practices or unsafe spillages, or, you know, stacking and storing or whatever, but I don't have those kind of pictures really in my workplace, but I can create it through AI. So I think that's some of the positive things. The negative things, I think, is what I'm worried about personally, and I know you spoke about that in the before, but I am worried about learners using AI to create their evidence.
They will. Unfortunately, that is how it is going to be.
Yeah.
They will. And that is why I want to have this conversation tonight as well, because there's actually tools available for us as facilitators and assessors that we can also use. And that's why I feel this is a very important topic for us as facilitators to be able to understand it as well.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Yes. So there's so many tools available that we can use. And in our following sessions, also how to make the class interactive, I will be sharing, and I'll share some links or descriptions and everything for you guys as well. I've already put together the resource for the next one, for the next training session as well, that I will share with you guys, to basically look at how can we use it as facilitators to make our classes interactive, just like the app that I shared with you guys in last week. And I mean, that Ed app is totally free. You don't pay a cent for it. You can use it. You can create your stuff there. It doesn't cost us a cent. And those are the type of things that I want to focus on as well. Okay, so basically, there's quite a lot of things that I want to share with you guys, and I'm going to be sharing my screen because there is some video clips and everything that I want to bring in. When I'm sharing my screen now and playing the video clip, please just let me know if you guys can actually hear what they say on the video clip, because this one is quite important for me so that we can also understand what the benefits of AI is, because we have to start embracing AI. And I want you guys to not just look at the scary part and the bad side of it. AI have a very good side, but AI have a very dark side as well. I can take a photo of any of you. I can have your voice recording on this video, and I can make a video of you doing and saying whatever I want you to say and do. That is how the scary part of AI comes in as well. Previously, it was related that, you know what, if you have a video of something, that is the best evidence that you can have because a video is true. That how much better evidence do you want to get than seeing someone saying something to someone else? There's already people out there in the world that use these tools to actually fake what politicians are saying, or fake what there's a thing going around on social media where Elon Musk is making this big promises for everyone in South Africa will never have to work again because there's so much money with the stuff that he's doing. Those are fake videos created with AI. It's not even real. But you can't tell the difference. That's how scary AI is. I actually tested it, and I'm going to show you guys, especially like what Ilana mentioned now as well, where you can really use it to have those videos if someone is not comfortable to be on a video like what we are now, that you can actually get an AR avatar to present your classes for you and play videos in your classroom. And I will be sharing some of that with you guys as well, so that you can see what that is all about. So I think let's start with that now. I'm going to share my screen. I just want you guys to please tell me if you can hear the video, that the sound that is playing on these videos. I'm going to take this one for example. Why I'm sharing this with you guys is a lot of these videos I've also created myself. I'm doing the marketing for Injo consultants, but this is just to show you guys the things that you can do with AI. Just quickly want to hear if you guys can hear. Can you hear what she's saying?
No.
No. Okay, give me a second.
Remember to share your sound.
Where do I do that, Ilana?
So when you go to share,
Yes.
on top where it says share content, it says include computer sound. Remember to click that button so
okay,
it's blue.
cool. Thank you so much. That's where my problem is. Thank you so much. Okay, let's try again. So this is literally, I've put in a script. I've put together my information. I've created this in Synthesia, is a AI video creator. And this is what come out of that.
Is here to unveil the secrets of designing AI systems responsibly.
The sound is quite
For
soft,
our
though.
facilitators out there, you're the real heroes of this story.
Can you guys hear this?
Has your back with tips that'll turn you into the
It's a
ultimate
bit
AI
soft.
mentor.
Very soft. Okay,
finally-
let's try another one. I just wonder if my computer sound is
Is
not
loud
maybe the
enough.
problem.
Just check your computer sound is
Yeah,
loud.
give me a second there. I'm going to stop sharing here so that I can just. Yeah, I think my computer sound isn't that bright anymore. Okay, let's try one of the other ones, and see maybe if that one's got better sound. There's another one actually explaining about training. Let's take this one, conflict. Is that better?
Did you remember to share? Click the button. Sometimes it goes off.
Engaged and motivated.
See, the moment I click that button, then the sound goes much softer. Okay, but you guys can have a look. But you guys can see this looks like a real guy talking there. It's not a real person talking there. You can choose your different voices and everything with it so that you can actually use it. You can put in your entire script of what you want the people to say, and you can then literally create a training lesson with somebody speaking. You can choose different avatars that you want to use.
Fellow training assessors.
But I see
Today,
my sound
we will
goes
be
very
discussing
soft
the
if I
various
click
roles
that
and
share my
responsibilities
computer
that we,
sound
as
button.
training assessors,
I wonder if I
undertake in our
put
profession.
in my
Our
earphones if
job
it's
is
going to make a
crucial in
difference on
ensuring
this
that the
side.
workforce is equipped with the right skills and
I
knowledge to
found
perform their
since the
tasks
new teams
efficiently.
have been updated, I'm having a
As
problem with
training
my
assessors,
sound as
our
well.
primary responsibility is to
Oh, okay,
evaluate
yeah,
the
it might be
skills
that.
and knowledge of trainees
Ilona,
against
Okay,
I'm
but
experiencing the same.
criteria. This involves
Since this
designing
new
and
teams has
conducting
come in, as
assessments
soon
that
as you,
accurately measure
the
trainee's
sound is very
competencies,
bad on
which
the
can be
new
both
teams.
practical
Yeah.
and theoretical in nature.
okay, so it's not my computer, then it's Teams if you
Another
guys also
important aspect
experience
of our
it.
job is
But okay,
providing
let's give you guys an idea. This looks like a real
This
person
helps them
talking there.
understand their
You
strengths
can
and
literally,
weaknesses
and I
and
played
gives them
around a
valuable
little bit
insights on
with a
areas they
photo
need
of
to improve.
myself to also
By
do
doing
this.
so, we play a
But my
significant
photo was
role in their
skew. So if you
professional
turn your
development and
head
help them
skew,
grow
it
in their
looked like I
respective
had
fields.
a fit or something. My entire
In
face
addition to
pulled
assessing
skew.
trainees, we also work
So that
closely with
didn't work
training organizations and
appropriately.
employers to
So you
ensure
have
that
to
the
have a
training
perfect
programs are
angle
relevant
of
and
your
aligned
face
with industry
to
standards.
really get an
This
avatar
means
to
staying
work
up to date with
properly
the
there as
latest
well.
trends and developments in our field and making
The
recommendations for
sound is not
improvements
working
in the
properly,
training
but you guys can
curriculum.
go and have a look at this as well. These are a couple of things that we also use in the classrooms, that we're designing different videos that a facilitator can play in the classroom to actually explain certain concepts of a training session that is running. So this is the one thing that I want to show you guys. But what I would like to do is, now I really hope this sound, let me just hear.
How many of you have had to use cursive?
It's not working properly.
Written a 5-paragraph essay?
Okay, you guys know what I'm going to do. I'm going to drop this link into the chat box for you,
Yeah.
because this is something that I think you guys can then go and watch on your own as well. I will put in that link for you guys. This is a very interesting one that I would really love you guys to have a look, is how AI is a catalyst that we need to change education forever. So instead of being afraid of AI, that we can rather start embracing it. And these are, I follow a couple of people from universities, international universities, and also to learn from them what it is that they do and what they implement to have a proper use of AI in the classrooms, and also knowing that the students are going to use that. Let me just quickly see if I open it in here. Sorry, the dog is chewing the pillow. I just want to share this. If I share it in the meeting, I think it might be able to have a better sound. Let's quickly try it. I want to add something there. Okay, so I'm going to do that. So let's open it. No. Okay, it doesn't want to really share these things in the meeting for me. But I'm going to, like I said, I'm dropping this into the chat for you guys. Let's quickly see. Share in meeting. Start sharing. If this is not going to be better. Grabbing some popcorn. Okay, we're waiting for the popcorn now. Can you hear now? Is that better?
Much better.
Ah, okay, we've got it. Because I really want to discuss what this woman is saying.
I don't see or hear anything on my side.
I don't see and hear anything
Okay,
either.
so it's definitely not working.
Ilona's the only one.
Okay,
that's
Just the black
I can
screen.
hear and see. So I think it's your internet.
Okay. Now, how do I stop sharing this one so we can continue? Stop sharing. There we go. Okay. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing this. You guys can go and have a look at these videos in your own time. There's actually 3 that are going to be dropping in the chat then, that you guys can go and have a look at it. This TED Talks, I love this TED Talks because it's all about technology in education and how we can actually embrace the different technologies. There's quite a lot of things. You guys will see they also have long things about Gen Zs and understanding how to do training for Gen Zs. I love it. It's university in America, but they are really giving very nice information that I like to listen to what they're saying as well. So the TED Talk is something I definitely recommend to you guys. So basically, what it is they're saying, you know what, we're not going to be able to stop the use of AI, actually to encourage it, because at the end of the day, you can use AI in so many different ways to enhance the training that we're delivering. And no,
We lost her.
Yeah, there she's back. She's back.
Oh, she's back.
Yeah.
Maritza, you're on silent and we lost you for 2 seconds, 3 seconds.
there we are. Sorry guys, yes, we on, I think we just went on load shedding and that it just kicked over to the inverter. Okay. All right. So basically, at the end of the day, the sooner we start embracing using AI and the sooner we can understand the use and how students will use AI, the sooner we're going to be able to adapt as well. There's so many amazing things that we can use for in AI as well. And I want to share some of the things that I've been using and really testing out and playing with to see how these things work that I really want to share with you guys. So I'm going to share my screen again. There's no sound that needs to be shared. Right, just give me a second here. Something, let me get out of that, then I'll be able to get in my. Okay, so there's different things that we can use. Number one that I think everyone has heard of is ChatGPT. Anyone on here that haven't heard of ChatGPT before? Okay.
I've heard
Have
about
all
it,
of
but
you-
I don't know how to use it.
Okay, so never played around with it before.
No.
All right, so basically with ChatGPT, you can use ChatGPT as your personal assistant. Esther, I see your hand is up there.
Yes, may I interrupt? Ilona,
Yes,
it's
please.
the best toy Maritza has taught me ever is ChatGPT, because I was preparing for my sessions last week, and ChatGPT is my best friend at this stage. Absolutely 100% my best friend, because for instance, I have to do a lot of work in terms of the different acts that impact on real estate. And I have to summarize it for the agents. And I mean, it takes ages to do that. No, not with my best friend anymore. I say hi first because I'm very friendly with him or her,
Obvious.
whoever it might be.
Don't
And
forget to say please either.
Yes, and
Yes.
thank you, and thank you. But
Yes.
you cannot believe, it's like in seconds, I get a summary and I've checked those summaries one after the other. It is 100% correct. So I have done my preparation for a training session probably in about 10 minutes time, where normally it takes me about three days to get everything done. So it's my best friend. Make it your best friend as well, Ilona, I promise you.
Yes, I'm so glad to hear that feedback. Yeah, so I think at the end of the day, that is where the amazing things come. Esther summed up basically what this can do for you as a facilitator as well. And yes, I also say please and thank you very much, because you know what? If the robots come, then at least I know I've been friendly with it. So people are joking to say, why do you say please and thank you? But you know what? At the end of the day, I see this as an assistant. All right. I use this as a personal assistant that can help me to do things. Now, specifically what Esther has been saying now, I've already also created how we can, for example, explain the Skills Development Act to learners in our class in an interactive way. For the next session, it's going to be something that we're going to be doing practical activities on that. But like Esther said, now I want to take this to you guys and I want to say here and show you exactly, but you have to remember, rubbish in, rubbish out. All right. This stay a computer thing. ChatGPT can only give you what you ask for it, ask it to give to you. So if you're going to give it a bunch of nonsense, you're going to get a bunch of nonsense out. So you have to be very specific. And the way that you formalize your prompt. So they call it a prompt, your instructions basically to ChatGPT. You really have to be very specific to get out of it what you really want. So let's say, for example, okay, I'm currently this week busy with STF training now, and I want to give my learners, Jennifer, tip. We spoke about this today in the class as well. I want to give you guys a tip on how to understand what skills talk to skills development as a STF. So I got to take here. I also always say hi. I need you to act as my assistant. You don't have to worry about spelling errors. It also corrects it for you, and it even fixes your grammar. I mean, I'm Afrikaans. My grammar is not always 100%. I admit it 100% there. Okay. I need you to act as my assistant and do research on the acts that speak about skills development in SA, especially about learnerships, okay? I need this in a summary, table format that gives me the act, where in the act the information is, the info is, and what each act say about learnerships. Now, I want to include here giving it a further instruction, because remember, the more details you can give to ChatGPT, the better output you are going to receive from it. So I want to say, I also want to know, what does the triple BEE Act say about learnerships? Okay, voila. Look at the magic happening. Here we go. I asked it. I want it in a table format. I want to know exactly where in the act it is, and I want a summary of what it say about it as well. So there the magic happens in front of your eyes. This is a short summary. It doesn't even include all the acts that I know speak about it. So I can now go in and I can say, okay, thank you very much, but I need more acts as the EE Act and the basic conditions of employment also speaks about it. And I need all the acts. Okay, so let's see. I mean, the NQF Act talks about it. We've got that. The SAQA Act talks about it. The Skills Development Levies Act talk about it. So now it goes a bit further. Here we go. It's including the Employment Equity Act, explaining to me what those things is. So there I have a summary that I can actually, in class now, I can take this, I can put it into a Word document, I can print it for my students in my STF class and say, well, guys, there you go. There's a summary for you. Where in what act they're talking about learnerships if you have to do STF work. All right, so you guys see how quick and easy this can be. So now your student can go and do exactly the same to answer their questions in their portfolio of evidence. There's nothing you can do about it. There's certain things that an act is an act. You can't change the words on this. So whether the student writes it from the act into their portfolio, they can't change the words. Certain things are just the way it is. But now your students can also go and use it for any question. I can go in and I can copy and paste my entire portfolio, question by question, into ChatGPT and say, I need an answer for this. And I think that is where everyone's biggest concern comes about as well, is this is what our learners are going to do. And yes, they are. There's nothing you can do about it. The only thing that we can do in training companies, I mean, us as facilitators can recommend this to the training companies where we work, and we can say, guys, we need to put policies and code of conduct in place And this is how we need to do it. I just want to show you guys here this YouTube videos. Not there. We're going to go here. I'm busy doing an entire series for Angel consultants as well. I'm still in the process of ethical AI systems in training and how you can ethically use AI in your classrooms and everything as well. This is basically also where it will lead to you have to basically put in policies and procedures and code of conduct that your learners can sign. Just like any other plagiarism, it counts as plagiarism, but there are actually tools that we can use that I'm going to show you now as well. So I've got this nice, beautiful thing. Let's say I want you to write me an essay on these acts. Now I need you to write a report on these acts and what the organization should know. Okay.
Please.
So, yeah, I forgot, please. I'll say thank you at the end before I put it to sleep. I will then say thank you. Okay, so now it's giving me it's in a report format. There's the different acts, also basically a summary that I've got now. But now how do I test this and see whether this was actually provided or written by ChatGPT? I just want to take this first introduction, guys. I'm going to from ChatGPT. And then I just want to get, here we go. You get different tools, AI content detectors and checkers, all right? To show you guys the scary part about this is that you were actually in the class when we tested it in Quillbot. That is a paid version. I'm going to show you guys here. I'm going to put it in Quillbot. I've got the paid version. On there, Quillbot picked up 0% plagiarism. All right, so this is now quickly checking it for me. Just that paragraph that we're taking in there. And also put it into this. This is another AI content detector that you can, it's copy leaks. I'm going to paste that in here. And I'm going to ask the same, check this for me. This one picks it up. Everything in red is copied from ChatGPT. Bard is another AI tool. I'm going to show you guys Bard as well, if it's human or if it's human and AI. Now, ChatGPT is every word in the sentence comes up red. So it picks it up. This is 100% ChatGPT that gave me this. Okay, check for plagiarism. This one takes a bit longer. And then there's another tool. Here we go. This is also Scriber, a free AI content one. When I tested it a bit earlier, this is what I got. So I'm going to take this out and I'm going to paste that again. And I ask her to analyze the text for me. Now we all know I didn't create anything there. Okay. Here it picks it up. It's 99% created by AI. You see how it picks it up. This one is still comparing. Okay. Quillbot is a bit slower. But it was actually scary the other day to see because it's got a plagiarism checker that I normally use and it picked up 0. I've done this exactly exercise in the class, the exact same one. But you guys can see in all of these tools, yes, you can actually go. There are pricing packages. You can pay for some of it. If you want $16 per month on this one, so this one you don't have to pay for, and you can put in up to 500 words at a time. So you're not going to be able to copy and paste in any of these AI tools. You'll never be able to copy and paste the entire portfolio of somebody. All right. So you do have these. Here's a premium one that you can also get, but why do you really want to go more than that? None of your answers for a student will necessarily be more than 500 words. You can actually check it bit by bit as well. If you're assessor as well, it's a very good thing to have there. So this is the only things that we can do. There's nothing else that you can actually do, just like what you have in universities and everywhere else. Plagiarism checkers is exactly the same thing is going to be applicable to pick up ChatGPT or anything like that. But now I want to show you guys. I've got that entire thing here. Okay, there, so it's done. Let's check my results. See, once again, Quillbot, a paid one. 0, no plagiarism found. Nothing. Nothing. And that is the scary part. Okay? So I'm going to take the same thing in Quillbot, because Quillbot is also a paraphraser tool. And I can say, okay, you know what? This is what my introduction is. I want to paraphrase it. And I want to show you guys this now. So that gives me creative. I can ask it. I want standard, fluency, formal, academic, simple, creative, expand on it, shorten it, or custom. I'm going to say custom. Like, for example, like a CEO, like Shakespeare, casual. I can even go and say what I want. I'm going to say, I want this like Shakespeare. Let's go for Shakespeare, just for the fun of it. Okay. So now it's actually, okay, but that's not actually going to help us much. So let's just go back to a normal fluency, okay? I want it as fluent as possible so that it sounds, and I can go in here and I can go and say, okay, South Africa have a strong regulatory, I can say a solid, I can still even go and change the words that it gives me, and I can go and replace this text. Now I'm going to copy that same text. It was just picked up here as plagiarized. Let's see what happened now. Let's just wake up there. There we go. It's just, okay, it still picks it up as plagiarism in here. Let's see what happened if I put the same ones in this one now. I'm going to paste it. Ooh, take it away. And I want to paste it there. And I'm going to say start analyzing again. So let's see what happens. %99 chance that the text is generated by AI. It still comes through. This one also still pick it up. Let's say human. I'm going to put that and see, is this actually human? No, it goes red again. It is AI, even if I say human. All right, so you guys can see there are actually tools that we can use to check these things, and they're free. They don't cost us a cent. It's free. All right, you're going to have to do it piece by piece, maybe. And if the training companies where you're doing an assessment can actually put the money forward to pay for something like this, a full program, but this one is paid. I'm paying for this one myself, but I'm thinking I'm wasting my money because it doesn't pick up the plagiarism at all, which is a scary thing. But I also come up on YouTube, you will find all kinds of young students from all over the world saying, try this tool, so that you can avoid being picked up for plagiarism. Okay, so all of these things are possible, but this is giving you ChatGPT. Another thing that you can use ChatGPT for as well is I'm going to say, I need a lesson plan for this lesson, please. Okay, let's be polite. Yeah, it gives me a 60-minute duration for a lesson plan. How can I do it? What's my objectives? These are the outcomes that we're going to be looking at. The materials that I need for it, handouts, whiteboards and markers, projector or screen, course outline, introduction. You guys can see, you can even create a very quick and easy lesson plan with this. So it comes up with all kinds of things that you can use for it. Now I can say, but this is actually going to go and flow over into what I want to say to show you guys next week. I need a 20-question quiz with memo, with answers, memo on this lesson. Instead of you going through the material and you want to do a quiz in the class, yeah, it gives me the instructions. These my quiz questions, and then it will also give me the answers that I can actually have there. But I'm going to go delving deeper into this functionality in our next session as well. But you guys can see how quick and easy that is. So it can save you a lot of time if you want to do an interactive quiz with your learners in the class. There you have a quiz compiled for you. All right. Another tool that I love using is Canva. I just recently received a little nice token from Canva that I've done over 500 designs in Canva so far. So I really use it. There's a lot of different things that you can do with it. You can do your documents, you can do whiteboard. So there's all kind of different things that you can go and choose from. You can go and basically planning a whiteboard, a team whiteboard. So if you just look at something like this, for example, it opens, you can go and edit it. You can do whatever you want to do with it, and you can create different things. Let's go for a template, for example. Here we go. It's a bit small. I want to make it bigger. So if you want to have something really set out nicely, whatever your topic might be, you can go and create a very beautiful looking whiteboard where you can put in your information. Here's some tips for a whiteboard as well. They give you some guidelines that you can use. Here's, for example, if I want to use a different one, you guys can literally go and see. This is a very nice thing to actually do for like a project plan. If you're doing project planning classes and you have to present project planning, yeah, you can have something that you can print out and give to your learners in the class where they can really go with some guidelines and plan the entire project. So there's so many tools available in Canva that you can really use on the research and everything as well. This is really something that a lot of educators and even teachers in class are using as well, for kids as well, not just for adult education. You guys can see there's so many different things that you can do with it. You can go and create your videos. You can create nice infographics, all kind of things that you can really use it for. Mind maps, there's some mind maps. If you want to create a nice mind map, it's going to give you some templates that you can look at, or you can just create it from scratch. So if you want to do a mind map for your class, there you have a nice template and you can go and edit it with everything that you want to put into it as well, saving you a lot of time to make your tools for the classroom nice and interactive. You can choose different ones. I can say I want to have that one, for example, whatever look and feel you want to have. You can change the colors, you can change the images, you can bring in other elements like photos or anything else that you want to bring in there. You can literally play around with it, and you can even do presentations, interactive presentations with this, where people can actually also, if you receive the presentation, click on certain things, just like that app that I shared with you guys. There's so many amazing things that you can do with Canva. There's also another one, Canva Classroom Magic, that you can also use, but you have to be like a registered teacher to get access to that. Yeah, I still try to figure out how we can use it in private training providers. I didn't get that. Then here's something else as well, instant support for teachers or facilitators as well. This one is TeacherMate AI, that you guys can also have a look at the different things that you can do with this. This is, for example, activity idea generators, analyzing text, calorie calculator even, character interviews that you can do. So you can do like a role play where you can set up characters for having discussions and everything as well. You can have all kinds of things, guys. Comprehension questions generator, class behavior management support, concept explainer, cover letter writer, define vocabulary, define text. You guys can see there's so many things that you can really do with it and play around and see what works for you. Flashcard generator, this is something that I really recommend, something very cool to use. In our next session, I'll talk about that. Here's another one, Conquer, Elevator Learning and AI-powered assessments. Now, you can do online assessments just like in Google Forms. You can also set it up with answers and everything that can automatically assess it for you. Here you guys can also look. There's over 600,000 puzzles has been created with this tool as well. Unfortunately, this is not permanently a free tool. You get some credits that you can use for free, and then you have to go over to a paid version as well. But there's all kinds of educational things that you can have there. Maximize your teaching time. It can give you some guidelines on how to do it, streamline your teaching. There's so many things that you can use for this as well, that you can play around. Then here's another one as well. This is also quite a cool one. Pop AI, personal AI workspace. Now, let's say, for example, once again, we want to analyze the act. We can now upload the file in a PDF format. Then we can ask it from that PDF format to create us a presentation on it. It can create us an AI image. It can create some educational writing templates, presentations, more image generators, a flow chart. So if I want to show in a flowchart format how the acts work, it can create it from uploading the entire act in a PDF format. So there are so many things that you can use. This one is also free. All right. So you can upgrade to Pro, but you have a lot of these functionalities. This one that is actually grayed out, the coding answers, is not available on the free. It's only available on Pro, but all the other ones is there for free. So you guys can have a look with that as well. And I can also, just like in ChatGPT, you give your instructions on what it is that you want, and it will create it for you. All right. So this is something that can make your work so much easier. Now, assessments, for example. Just quickly want to check here if I ran through all of them. This thing is in my way at the top. Give me a second. I just want to stop sharing my screen because, yeah. So those are the ones that I wanted to show you this evening. There's, ladies and gentlemen, there's so many of them. If you just go and do a YouTube search, remember YouTube is the second largest search engine after Google. You can literally go and you can have a look at it as well. But something else that I want to show you guys is Bard. Okay. Let me just quickly get that open. Bard is just like ChatGPT, but the difference with Bard and also Copilot. Okay. Here, for example, I wanted to have a look at certain things. Let me just get all of the other stuff out of the way. Wait, let me clear all of that and try again without having 20,000 other things open like I normally have on my computer. Then I'm going to share my screen with you guys. Let me just quickly sign in. This is Bard is available on Explorer. So I just quickly want to get you guys here. That's not what I want to do. Just go into Bard for me, and then I'm going to share my screen with you. Okay, let me share my screen with you again. Okay, so here again, it's got so many functionalities. Copilot, Copilot is also working hand in hand with all Microsoft 365 products. And you guys can see you can even want to have all kinds of nice images. All of these images you see is also AI generated. But on Bard, the difference is with Bard, let's say, for example, I now need to have references in what I need to do as well. It will give me the what I need. So I'm just going to go back to ChatGPT instead of instruction again. I'm going to ask it. I'm just going to go back there and I'm going to copy and paste that instruction quickly. And I want to show you guys how different it is in Bard then. Because Bard shows you all the websites where it gathers the information from as well. So it's going to think about it now. Bard and Copilot is basically, it used to be called Bard, but now it changed to Copilot. But sometimes it still shows Bard. All right. Here it gives me everything as well. Chapter 4, and you guys can see it's got a reference there for number 1. As it generates everything for me, here at the bottom, it shows exactly where are the websites that it got the information from. Now you can ask, it comes up with some Q questions that you can ask. What is the National Qualifications Framework, for example? I can click on that, or I can ask it whatever next question I want to ask it, and it will answer those questions for me. But you guys can see the difference with Copilot is it literally give you the websites where it received and where it found all the information from. So there's 5 more websites, and I can see exactly all the websites where it got that information for putting it in a table for me. Okay. So it's amazing tools that we can use. I can say to it continue because there's a lot more it can actually give me. But you guys can literally chat with it and say, I don't understand this. I have to explain to my students how the CETA grants work. I can ask it. You can have a conversation. You can brainstorm. If there's something that you're uncertain about, you can literally brainstorm with both Copilot and ChatGPT like an assistant. And that is where I love it. If I've got some ideas, even with marketing, because I do a lot of marketing, I will sit and I will start talking about basically my ideas. And on Bard or Copilot, I can literally use my microphone and I can talk to it. It's listening to me, and I can ask it, I need to understand what the BEE Act requires for skills development. And then it can go in there. Okay. Just before I keep on talking, I can just stop it there. But I can literally sit here and talk to my computer, and I can ask it the questions, and it's going to give me information, and it's going to talk to me. Do you hear that?
Is about skills development.
Okay, the sound goes off to the moment I
learning
share
tips
it.
and skills development programs. The BBBE Act
So you guys can
emphasizes
see
the
it's
importance
talking
of
back to me
skills
as well.
development
So I
as
don't
a
even
key
have to sit
element
here and
in
type the
achieving
things. I can
economic
talk to it and it
empowerment.
will give me the information, and it will talk back to
encourages
me and
companies
explain
to
it to me.
actively participate in learnership programs, apprenticeships.
So you can literally
and
sit
other
and brainstorm with it. And I can ask it whatever I want to ask it. What time will the sun rise tomorrow morning? And it will tell me what time the sun will rise tomorrow morning. So, do you guys have an idea of what time it will rise? So you can literally ask it whatever you want to ask it. Let me just stop because she's talking to me now. Okay, thank you very much. She keeps on talking to me loudly there. So you guys can see how you can use it. Johan, I see you shocked there. So what do you guys think of it now that you know all these
I've decided
functionality?
I'm very old. I've decided I'm very old.
I'm just afraid of being addicted to it. That's my only fear right now.
Yeah, Johan?
I think I need the horse for 3 days, a fresh horse, to catch up with this technology. I don't know.
Guys, I'm not even touching the iceberg here. I'm not even touching the iceberg of all the possibilities. I can sit here and I can say to it, you know what, because I develop training material, I can sit here instead of going to do research through 20, 40, 50 different websites, I can ask it to do the research for me. I can go, but remember, it still stays a computer thing. You have to validate and double check everything. Now on Copilot, it gives me all the websites. Instead of me just doing a Google search and not getting out what I want to, for example, if I have to do my research, it can give it to me. There's AI links and stuff that I can share with you guys as well, where there's over 4,000 books on there. And you can use those books, educational books, as educational references to do your research to develop training material. It just speeds up the process to develop training material so much more. It gives you exactly the book, a summary of what the book say, of the question that you want to ask, the research question. Let's say, for example, I want to do a training course about emotional intelligence. It can give me 10 different psychology books, and then I can ask specific questions and it will show me exactly where in those books online I can find that information to reference certain things in my training material. It speeds up the processes, our productivity, and everything so much more. And that is the magic of it, the wonderful thing about it, if you use it correctly. If you're going to try to write training material purely using AI, you're going to look like an idiot because not everything is going to work properly. It still makes mistakes. Even if you give ChatGPT prompts, it's not even always answering you in the correct way. I actually tested it to look at assessments. You can take your learners' assessments, especially if we get the electronic version of assessments. You can go and copy and paste it. You can say what the assessor guide say into ChatGPT. Here's my assessor guide. Here's my students' work. Help me to assess it and grade it. It sometimes misses the point completely. But it can help a lot. Let's say, for example, it is a math paper that you have to assess. For those kind of things, it works amazingly because there's a right or a wrong answer. But for something else where people, remember, assessor guide when you're doing assessment is giving you the guidance. You still have to understand, read to see if that person understands the question and what they have to actually show that they can understand. But at the end of the day, it can't pick up all of those things. But if you're going to go and throw in a lot of math equations in there, for example, it's fantastic with that. It will mark it correct 100%. You can double check it back and forth. For maths, it's amazing. But when it comes to things like people have to show their understanding, explain things, it doesn't always work. So a lot of schools use it already to do the assessments, especially for things like maths and science. There's a right or a wrong answer. It's not based on your understanding. There's a clear right or wrong. For those things, it's perfect, but not for other things. But you can try to start using it and see and play around with it to see the possibilities. There's so many schools already using these things and so many training providers already using it. South Africa is still light years behind what they're doing in Sweden, what they're doing in Norway, what they're doing in America. And remember, Sweden is recognized as one of the countries with the most top educational systems. They allow the kids in the classrooms. I want to share that one. I'm going to share it with you guys, also on TED Talk. They're doing it in the classrooms. The students are sitting there. They can decide how they are going to present the outcome of the training. Now, I think I briefly mentioned to you guys before as well that our schooling system with the GEC certificates is also going in that same direction. It's not something that's new. They're already doing it in other countries. The kids have access to using AI tools to formulate their answers to their works. They're allowing children in schools to already use it. Because once again, you have to check and make sure that the input and the information you give through is actually correct. So now they're doing this and they're doing research, and you're allowing them to come back and do a presentation and explain their understanding. Why not? This is the way, the direction that the education is moving towards. And yes, it's scary for us. It is something that we see and can see as, you know what, this is actually, someone can get a qualification, and I promise you it already happened, without doing any work themselves. Receiving a certificate, not knowing anything about that, let's say diploma, degree that they've done. It's already happening. But if we embrace it and teach our learners how to use it ethically, and we understand the tools ourselves, then we will be able to pick up these things where there might be plagiarism, like those couple of tools that I showed you guys that you can actually use it if you're doing assessment. So if you are not certain about assessment and it's even a paper portfolio, go and retype it. Not even. But you can literally take a photo of it or Copilot. I can upload a photo. I can take a photo of it and upload it and ask it to analyze the text for me. And then I can ask it, okay, retype this text in this picture for me. And I can go and copy and paste that into one of the plagiarism checkers. and it can help us in that way. But if we don't understand it as facilitators, assessors, and moderators, it's going to be challenging for us to pick these things up. Because if the entire portfolio is done with AI, how will you know if it's not the person's own writing style? We depend on writing styles that we know that, you know what, you talk a certain way, you're going to write a certain way. But if you just receive a portfolio on your desk, you've never met the person, how are you going to know whether they used AI to compile that entire portfolio? You're not going to know. So you have to know about AI. You have to understand these things to help you as a facilitator, assessor, moderator, educator, to not fall in the trap to think, wow, the student is actually 100% competent. And actually they used AI. And that is why it's so important for me to share this with you guys as well. They are going to use it. They're already using it. You're not going to get away. You have to understand it. You have to go and play with these things. You have to start learning what it's all about. Because the education systems, the schooling systems, everyone is going to start bringing it in. The more you can allow your students and explain to them how to ethically use AI, the better results you're going to get back as well, because then they're not just going to do plagiarism. You are allowing them to take their phone. There's apps on your phone as well. You can get ChatGPT on there's Perplexity that you can get on your phone. There's so many apps on your phone that do this AI thing for you as well. So if you're going to allow them in your, sorry, in your classroom to do research about it, but then they still have to come and present it in a presentation in their own words for you, for example. You're going to please them. They are allowed to use the new technology that's coming out. You're not kicking against it, but then they're using it in an ethical way. They can compile all the information. You can even, with the press of a button, compile a PowerPoint presentation with AI. I can give you a PDF, a Word document, and I can say, make a PowerPoint for me from this. And they do it. But then the only way that you can get that authenticity is that, you know what, you have to do a video recording to present it and explain to me your understanding as well. Whether they created the content with AI, you're not going to have any control over that. But if you're not going to understand this as a facilitator, you're going to run into trouble in your classrooms, in your assessments, in your moderations, because this is going to be used and it's already used. I promise you. The Gen Zs, your learnership students, kids in schools already, they're already using it. They're all using it because it's available. They know so much more about it. We have to go more into it and learn more about it. And I encourage you guys, I'm going to share some links with you. I will put it in the WhatsApp group as well. I just quickly want to, Jennifer, I don't have your telephone number. I'm going to give you my telephone number in the chat so that you can also just WhatsApp me, that I can add you to the WhatsApp group so that you can also get access to the resources. So I'll just put my telephone number for you in the chat. So that I can add you to the WhatsApp group as well. Because go and look at what other training institutions are doing. Go and look at what the universities are bringing in as well. I know we're not at the university level, but we can learn a lot from them to improve the way that we deliver. Okay, the floor is open for discussion now. I think I see a lot of shocked faces. Ilana, I think I see a couple more grey hairs. The floor is open. Let's discuss it. Open discussion time. What do you guys think? What's your fears? What do you think?
Ilona, this is fun, really. Maritza showed me ChatGPT, and after that I started going into a few other things. And I must admit, I have written the best emails I've ever written in my life. I did change it a little bit so that it looks more like me, but I honestly wrote very, very good emails. And what I also did in Canva, I love Canva, I use Canva every single day. I did a presentation with characters. I asked them to do a presentation for me to make things simple. I was just playing around because you know, once again, I wouldn't have the same problem that you are having with learnerships, because I don't work with the Gen Zs because I'm in real estate. It's more the older. I mean, it's one of the industries that I think most elderly people are really getting into. So I haven't got that problem that I have to check their work. But they are amazed. I mean, they're so scared of AI. It's just unbelievable. But I just thought I want to make it easier for them. And I did a presentation in Canva. I asked them to do create a presentation with characters. I enjoyed it so much because it was so funny. So I think we just have to get used to it, because it saves enormous time. Enormous time. I have to check it, of course, to make sure that the information that they chat my best friend gave me, but it's excellent. I love it. I love it.
You must always double check it because it's not 100% correct. I promise you guys that. Romy, hello. I see your face there now as well.
Hi there. Hi everyone. Sorry I joined a bit late. I'm thoroughly enjoying the session. Thank you for the links that you shared. I made a few notes of my own. I'm not sure if you're going to be resharing the links. But what
I will do
I
it in the
found.
WhatsApp group.
Okay. Oh, also if you could resend the invite for the WhatsApp group. I think mine expired. Sorry, but it's
Okay, not a problem.
I
No worries, I'll
was
send it to you again.
I was just going to agree with you in terms of how AI speeds up the time we take to do things, and it's helped me a lot with brainstorming, because that's really where I often get stuck. And it's like once you've got the thought process going, then everything else just flows. So that's one of the things I've been using AI a lot for. But I'm definitely going to try out some of the new tools that we were shown today. And yeah, there are some things that Maritza mentioned that I haven't even thought of in terms of how it could help. So very thankful for the session. Thanks, Maritza.
Thanks, Romy.
Obviously,
Anyone
I'm going to have to find some time to play as well. Looks like it. No, definitely. It looks very interesting. And it does, I can see the benefit.
Yeah.
And I'm definitely
Ilana?
going to give it a try.
Sorry, I just wanted to add to what you said about finding the time to play, because that's actually also where I get lost a lot of the time. It's like you find something and you get so excited and you go down this rabbit hole, and then, oh, what was I busy with?
Yes.
So
Yeah.
it's definitely finding the time, because there's so many different things to explore, and I think ways that you can adapt it and use it. So yeah.
Maritza, I just wanted to add something after what you just showed us. I've been using ChatGPT as well. I just love the fact that it saves time, definitely does saves time for my summaries and reports and stuff. I've been using it. And thank you very much for sharing the other tools. I really appreciate the plug, and I'll starting to get them to give them some time and see what I can pick up from them. Thank you very much.
With pleasure. So guys, with next week's or Thursday session, I want to have an online session again, a virtual session, because I'm going to be sharing some of those tools and how we can use it in the face-to-face classroom, and how you can literally take a piece of training material. I'm going to do an example with you guys. I've already put together a guide, a step-by-step guide with some instructions for you guys that I will share after Thursday session with you, to literally say, okay, you know what, if you want to do this, you want to create a game for you. So I've got a couple of scenarios and a couple of tools of things that we can use in the classroom, not on virtual. Thursdays is going to be about in the face-to-face classroom in front of students, but how we can use ChatGPT to create tools for us to make the classroom more interactive. And I think it's a 7 or 9 page resource that I've already designed for you guys, with some links to the different tools that you can look at, and step by step. It's okay, Lana, I will share the video with you and you can watch it in your time again as well. It's not a problem. And I'll share the resource with you as well. But it's literally giving you step-by-step guiding of, okay, do this now. And in that, I've already used the Skills Development Act because honestly, what more boring training can you get to give to somebody than teaching them the acts? It is not an exciting topic. It is not something that people are going to go, yay, I'm going for act training today. But how can you get them to walk out and say, wow, I've done act training today? To get it from that, oh, I have to go and sit and learn about the acts, whether it's the tax act, whatever act it might be. And that's why I took that example and I took the Skills Development Act because most of us are basically aware and know the Skills Development Act. That is our area that we work in. We all know it plays a role. And that's why I chose that one. So that, and literally to show you guys how you can create fun games about it as well. So that people are really interacting and that they really understand the act and things that you can do. But I literally put together a step-by-step guide using the Skills Development Act as a scenario. You can just go and use that on any of the other training material that you are presenting. And the challenge that I'm going to put out for you guys with Thursday's session is to literally go and take, even if it's a piece of a lesson that you have to present, and do something with it. Make a game of it, make something fun of it. And that is going to be the challenge on Thursday night session, so that you can actually go and create something your own using these steps and see how it works. And you're going to be using AI to do it. So it's not going to take you a week to create a game, for example. But I really want to show you guys some stuff that you can bring into the classroom just to make the most boring training that you can have exciting in the classroom, so that people actually want to say, wow, I want to come back to your lesson. I want to be in your classroom again. And I know some things in the classroom is difficult because we think, I have to teach this knowledge. I have to get this knowledge over to people. But to give people the book and say, go through this. This is the act. Here's a pile of acts. If you're going to go and print all of them out, I mean, really, you're going to have a pile like this. But how can you bring out those key points? How can you really focus on what the outcome of the training is supposed to be? The rest of the other mumble jumble, I'm going to call it mumble jumble, of the training that we give over to people, what is the crux? What is the outcome that they should be able to do at the end of the training? And how can you get them to remember it? And the other big challenge there is with the QCTO qualifications. I'm not even going to be talking about the CETA qualifications. We're all moving into QCTO qualifications. Our learners have to write exams. It's a scary thing. We're all concerned on how they're going to pass these exams, especially when it comes to learnership learners. And those are the things that I will also be going through on Thursday's session. So please, Thursday session, virtual session again, it's not something that I just want to do a recording. It's going to be something that we need to talk about. Those of you that can't attend Thursday, once again, I load all the videos onto the YouTube channel. You can always go and have a look there.